Good morning to all the viewers of this video today. My name is Apostle Vinarazi, a student of the South African History through Art Loss, and I'll be video blogging about the movie Cry Freedom. Um, well, what have I learned from Cry Freedom? Like, firstly, color does not define who you are. It is made. Like in Cry Freedom, the movie, the movie is all about a leader, Steve Biko, who it's pretty much almost like an autobiography turned, no, like not autobiography per se, but it's pretty much like the book that Donald Woods had written turned into a movie. Because I have made some prior research to the movie Cry Freedom, and it has been inspired and liaisoned by the Woods family, by Mr. Donald Woods and his wife, currently living in England right now. Well, I've learned that color does not define who you are in the film because, in the film, like a black man makes an unlikely friendship with a white man. That would be very questionable in the times in South Africa, seeing as the black man lived in Soweto, which is pretty much like a riot area in South Africa right now, which is like currently not stable for like living and all that. Wow, and I've also learned, like with color does not define who you are. I've learned that just because you just because you're disadvantaged doesn't mean you've got nothing. Steve Biko made something out of nothing. He started like pretty much his own wing of MK. So my respect. So that's what I learned today. Who are the people that were like tenants in the Black consciousness movement? Like with the Black consciousness movement, it was pretty much created with the thought that like while students had the prior thought that like the ANC had not disappeared, like where some students thought that like the ANC was just like a thing of the past. The ANC is just a dream now, and they have to like start a movement of their own to like further initiate like a democratic, a freely democratic world. What had happened while the ANC had been committed with the struggle by its uh, military wing, Umkhonto weSizwe, like the ANC had been committed, which means that like you can't deal with more like with a lot of things at the same time. So the students took it upon themselves to move. What you have here is like Steve to like move on. What you have here is like Steve Biko and Bonnie Pitiana, who were the leaders of the Black Consciousness movement, who pretty much started this whole thing. And the Black Consciousness movement had been like familiar with many students, like creating entrepreneurial starterships, like teaching kids how to like be entrepreneurs. And they also had like been teaching kids how to read, like as I said, like they were huge followers of like such authors as Frantz Fanon, who is by the way a really good author, and many others to say the least. They had like been inspired by these writers to like start a revolution, since they believed that their parents had long given up on the idea of freedom. The Black Consciousness movement moved on to like many students' lives, and they pretty much like took it upon them. They pretty much did everything with them, and like for all the students of South Africa, of all the African, no, of all the non-European students in South Africa, they were all tenants in this idea of Black consciousness freedom. Well, with today's government, Steve Biko wouldn't be much happy because today's government has been known for like corruption and the ideology of like just because we lived a horrible life, now we have to live a good life. I mean, like he would be very angry. He would want to familiarize denies himself of the government, since like I can say that his ideals have been forgotten by like the government. Well, we now have power, and power got into our head. Now we want it all and some more. He wouldn't want to be associated with today's government because, well, today's government has been known for example, corruption and all that. So, as Stephen Biko would know, like he would not want to be like with today's government at all. Like I've seen many camera shots in the film too that I want to comment. Like I've seen, for example, bloody shots like to show train of thought. Like they have this like zoom in, zoom out thing, like zoom in, out thing where like it just like shows like who you are. It pretty much gives this idea like a man in a world had an idea. Like it sort of gives that idea to like the viewers, and it like pretty much like begins like a new saga or a new story. I've also seen medium close-ups like during the court case. That was used effectively by Stephen Biko in the court case because, well, besides Denzel Washington's like excellent acting career and his excellent talent to act, it further like emulates the feel of like Stephen Biko in court. It further like shows like the man that Stephen Biko is by just doing the medium close up. And I've seen landscaping to show like the horrible lives of like South Africans. Like landscaping pretty much like it shows like bam, like it shows like how life is in the world. Thank you. I know this has been taking too long, but I had like many points to initiate.